Hey, happy Valentine's Day. How are you today? We're going to do some treats in the kitchen today to celebrate Valentine's Day. And what do you think of for Valentine's Day but chocolate? So this is the chocolate day. Woohoo! All right. So this is the your daily energy bite, the Deb Show. We are live at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every weekday, and this week is love and relationships in honor of Valentine's Day. So we are have been talking about love, and we talked about the fact that love, self-love, is really important. And if you don't have enough love yourself, you can't give love to someone else. So you want to have an abundance of self-love so you can give love to other people from your abundance. If you're depleted, then you're going to want an exchange of love. And that doesn't happen because love is unconditional, and you cannot expect someone else to give you love back or give it back the way that you want it. Because that's the other thing, is we all have our rules and our expectations around what we expect for love. We're not all the same. So yesterday we talked about self-love, and one of the ways that we can honor ourselves is to pamper ourselves, to self-care. And what a better way than to make chocolate now. And it's not just, go to the store and buy candy from the store, or, the chocolates that are made, the milk chocolate, because we want to have nourish our bodies with nutrient dense foods. And so what we're making today is chocolate that's good for you. It has all good ingredients for us to take in, and it's simple to make, really easy. All right. So, hey, ladies, how are you today?
I'm doing well. So you said some magic words to me. You said chocolate, you said love, and you said easy. So I'm in a good place.
All right. I love that. Those are great words. Yes. So I thought today we would just make a basically plain chocolate. And again, it's nutrient dense. So our first ingredient is cacao butter. And I want to just show you, because what I have is I've got my cacao butter and a little bit of coconut oil on the stove here on a very low heat, lowest heat that I have. And it's just melting away because we want to melt it. So if you look at cacao butter, so this is from the cocoa plant, and it's like a hard, chunky. This is what it looks like when it comes in the package. It's hard. So you melt it. And so when it comes to room temperature, it solidifies. And that's how you're going to get the solid for the chocolate. So we're in the process of doing that right now. We're almost done. Just a couple of chunks here left to go. And the other thing that we have is cacao, which I've got here, and some maple syrup. So once it melts, so the cacao and chocolate actually is good for us. It's high in anti-inflammatories. It's actually very good for us. The problem with chocolate is that milk chocolate and the chocolates that you buy in the store, a lot of them are full of additives. So waxes and fillers and sugars and stuff. And so when we're doing our sugar, to get our sweetness, we will either use dates or we'll use maple syrup, or, you can actually use coconut nectar. I don't have any right now, and it's not something that you see on the grocery store shelves here in Canada, but there are places where you can buy it, and it has a nice flavor to it. It's kind of similar to maple syrup, but that's where you can add your sweetness coming from nature instead of the refined sugar that you're getting, when you're looking at, some of the other chocolates and other sweets and treats. So always something to remember. And now my chocolate is almost done here. So we've got, literally, if I run this around in the pan, it'll just, just a couple little chunks. So I'm going to turn it off. And so what I've got is my melted chocolate. And I'm just going to put it into a measuring cup, a liquid measuring cup here. So this is like, you don't even need a blender or a food processor for this. I'm just going to do that. So we've got, and this is a small recipe. You don't need a lot. I'm just going to do a small recipe. So I've got my cacao powder, which I'm just going to add to this. And I have maple syrup that I'm going to add in for my sweetness. It's not a lot. My maple syrup. Then I'm just going to add a tiny bit of vanilla. Now I've got liquid vanilla here and vanilla extract. You can actually buy vanilla powder. Again, it's not something I see around the stores, but I have bought it. So I'm just putting not very much, a quarter teaspoon in here. And so we've got our coconut oil, our cacao butter, we have cacao and maple syrup. So pretty simple. And now I'm just going to use my whisk to stir it up. Guess what? We have chocolate. That's it. All right. So then there's two ways there's lots of ways. So you could add, if you want, you could add some nuts or something like that to it. You could add a flavoring. So if I wanted to make a mint chocolate, I could add some mint extract, or like an orange flavor, an orange extract, or orange essential oil. Some of the essential oils, if you buy the right brand, they actually are food grade that we can eat. So you could just add one drop of that. But I'm just going to leave it as plain milk chocolate. And so what I'm going to do is, I've got this little mold here that I purchased, probably from Amazon. And I'm just going to pour some of the chocolate in here, and it will make like a chocolate bar for us. So you can see it's already thickened up, starting to thicken up. I don't know if you can see that or not. It doesn't take long.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
You can tell by the way that it flowed out that it was thickening.
Yeah, and so I have what are these things called? Oh, I know what it is. Spatula. Thank you.
Spatula, yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, so I'm just using my spatula to smooth it out. I might have to add a little bit more. I want to save some for another treat, the typical Valentine's Day treat. Okay. So I'm going to smooth this out across my chocolate bar. Yeah, and you could get fancy. You could buy all sorts of molds. I just used one that I had at home. But if I had someone special, I might do a Valentine's Day mold and buy some hearts or something. And, there's so many molds that you can buy. If you don't have a mold, you could use an ice cream or ice cube tray. Just pour some in the bottom of an ice cube tray. All right. So that's that. Now, I would put this in the freezer to set, and then it'll be ready to go. So I can put this in the freezer or in the fridge, but I'll put it in the freezer. And then I can take some of my liquid chocolate. Here, I'm already getting full of chocolate. And of course, for Valentine's Day, who wouldn't want to have this chocolate? So I'm just going to take and dip with the rest of this chocolate. Do a strawberry dip. Whee, look at that, huh?
Looks yummy.
Yeah. Don't you wish you could come through the
screen? Yeah, and have some. Yeah. I wish I could come have some.
It's like Wonka Vision, you know, like Wonka Vision where he sends the chocolate through the TV. That's what we need.
Yeah. That's right.
So I have a couple of chocolate strawberries, and I have more. So this amount will do 2 of these bars. You know, and I have more that I can dip. Ooh, I got chocolate all over me. That's like heaven, right?
It just makes you sweeter.
Yeah, I could use that. All right, so I want to show you what I've done. I have a couple of bars, so I put these in the freezer. This is a bar that I did yesterday. And so now I can just pop it out. It should pop out. Whee. Now, the one thing I will say about this chocolate is because it's of the ingredients, it will melt in your hand. So it's not something you want to be touching around. But there, can you see my chocolate bar? I got a chocolate
Looks
bar.
beautiful.
And then I have the other one. So that one I did. And then I have this other one, which is similar to the one I just did, which is just basically little chocolate wafers. So I have 12 chocolate wafers that I could just eat just like that. And so this would go nice with, you know, added to your chocolate. So you could have a nice, make yourself a nice bath, self-care. Yeah. Make yourself a nice bath. Have a couple of chocolate dipped strawberries and a couple of chocolate wafers. And know that it's good for you. That's the best part about it. It's good for you. All right. I got my wafers. Let me try. Oh, yeah. I'm not even a chocolate fan. But
that must be delicious.
Yeah. Got to be careful. It does melt, so you do have to be a little bit on the careful side with your hands. All right. And how easy, Kathy, is that to make chocolate yourself? Take you 15 minutes. You don't even have
it's
to.
Very easy. Yeah.
So I have to tell you, I've read some of these directions, and they look so complicated, but it looks so simple because I just saw you do it in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. I love the chocolate with the strawberries because strawberries have kind of a balancing effect on the chocolate, a little bit of acid that kind of just really makes a nice balance to the chocolate. So for Valentine's Day, even now, I mean, it's 2:00 in the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time. You could easily go and make these and have a nice Valentine's Day treat and treat yourself. All right. Any questions?
None at this time. Thank you for demystifying it.
Yeah, this is just so simple. I don't have questions at all.
Very simple. Very easy to make. You can enjoy good chocolate that you know what's in it. All right. Well, tomorrow we are going to be back here to talk about intimate relationships. So we've talked about self-care, and we know that we have to boost up our self-care in order to have the love that we can give to someone else unconditionally. And so now that we've boosted that up, let's talk about intimate relationships. So that'll be tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It'll be your daily energy bite. And if you have any questions, as always, send me an email or a DM. Would love to hear from you on any additional topics you would like me to cover. But if not, bye for now. I'll go enjoy my strawberries. Take care, everyone.